This video is on how to field strip and clean the Glock 19 Gen 6. This video is meant for beginners, as if you've never cleaned one before. Always start out with a clear and empty firearm, meaning no ammunition, but of course we're going to double check. Keep your finger off the trigger and point it in a safe direction. Locate the magazine catch, also known as a magazine release button. Press it and drop the magazine. Locate the slide stop lever. Press and hold it upward. As you're doing that, pull the slide back to the rearmost position. You'll feel the slide stop lock into place. Now I can see that there's no magazine and there's no brass in the chamber, so we are 100% clear and safe to proceed. So press the slide stop lever downward and let the slide go back. Now pull the trigger. The owner's manual tells you to pull the slide back about 1/8 of an inch or 3 millimeters, and then pull the slide lock down to release the slide. Most of the time it's easy enough, but if you're having trouble, like if you're pulling the slide back a little bit too much, it'll reset the trigger and you have to start the process over again. So I'll show you 2 ways to do it: the owner's manual way and a slightly easier way. Use your strong hand to wrap your fingers around the top of the slide and the back of the frame like this. Push forward with your thumb and pull back with your fingers about 1/8 of an inch. The slide lock is actually one piece, but there's 2 sides of it that you have to pull down at the same time. The part you can see here on camera on the left side, and there's a side opposite to that. So as you're still holding the slide back about 1/8 of an inch, pull both sides of the slide lock down. Release the slide and you'll feel it unlock, and you can continue pulling it off the frame. If you're having a hard time pulling the slide back exactly 1/8 of an inch, I'll show you an easier way to do it. As I mentioned before, there's 2 sides to the slide lock. The right side, there's the left side. Grab both sides of it and start pulling downward. As you're holding it downward, start pulling the slide back. Once it reaches that perfect spot, you'll feel the slide lock give and you can remove the slide. This is just in case you're having trouble pulling the slide back exactly 1/8 of an inch or 3 millimeters. To remove the recoil spring assembly, compress it from chamber end to muzzle end. Now you can remove the barrel. And that's as far as you need to go for a basic field strip and cleaning. You have the frame, the barrel, the slide, the recoil spring assembly, and the magazine. Now that we're field stripped, let's get started cleaning. So add CLP to a nylon brush and start scrubbing all surfaces of the frame inside and out. I'm going to clean everything well, but I'm going to give special attention to the rails. I want to make sure those are perfectly clean. Clean rails on the frame and clean rail channels on the slide will ensure the slide operates smoothly. So right now I'm using a nylon brush to loosen up all the dirt, carbon, lead, fouling, and all that other stuff. Then I'm going to use one of these angled cotton swabs and go through it in fine detail. Then I'll add a light coat of CLP to the metal parts as a protective coating. And that's going to be pretty much the same with all the parts here. You don't have to clean these parts in any particular order. Today I'm just starting with the frame. You'll see that the smaller end of the nylon brush comes in handy when getting into the smaller areas. I do clean all parts of the frame, including the grip area, but I won't leave that part wet or slippery. I'll make sure I remove all the excess CLP before I'm done. Now add CLP to an angled cotton swab and go through it in fine detail. Now remove the excess CLP. I'm going to start with a magazine well. An easy way to do that is just wrap the microfiber rag around the nylon brush. The best way to remove the CLP from the grip is just wrap the rag around it and squeeze. I'm just going to take a look and make sure I didn't leave any CLP on the outside of the frame. Yep, everything looks dry on the outside. Good to go. Now that everything's clean on the frame, I'm going to add a light coat of CLP to all the metal parts. The Glock owner's manual specifically mentions to add a drop of lubricant where the rear end of the trigger bar touches the connector. That's going to be at the right rear corner of the frame. CLP stands for cleaner, lubricant, and protectant. If you're using CLP and you're adding a light protective coating to all the metal parts, don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. You'll hit everything you need to. Now let's start on the slide. Add CLP to the nylon brush and start scrubbing the outside of the slide. Before we start on the inside, I'll show you a couple of areas you want to try to avoid leaking CLP into. By the way, I'll leave links to all the products and equipment I'm using in the video description below, as well as in the comments. You should be able to get all of this equipment from your local gun shop, but if you're trying to save money, as of the recording of this video, the cheapest place to get cleaning equipment is going to be on Amazon. If that ever changes in the future, I'll be sure to update my links. Before we start scrubbing the inside of the slide, let me show you this area here. This is a breech face. You can see the firing pin protruding just a little bit. You want to try to avoid leaking CLP down into that channel that the firing pin comes out of. If you think you need to, you can hold the slide muzzle facing downward as you clean. That'll keep the CLP from leaking down into that channel. And this is the firing pin channel. You want to avoid leaking CLP in there. If you get a little in there, it's not going to cause a catastrophic failure right away or anything like that. But if it happens often, over time, it could end up slowing down your firing pin, which could cause light primer strikes. And let me show you this close up. This orange residue that you see is not rust. That's just the Glock factory protectant. Don't worry about trying to scrape it out. It'll wear off on its own as you shoot it and clean it. I'm going to use the small end of the nylon brush to get in between the rail channels. This hook piece right here is the extractor claw. Use the small end of the nylon brush to clean behind it. Just be careful not to leak CLP down past the breech face into the firing pin channel. Once again, if you're worried about it, just hold the slide muzzle facing downward as you clean it. Once you have all the dirt loosened up on the slide, add CLP to an angled cotton swab and go through it in fine detail. Give special attention to the rail channels. You want to make sure those are as clean as possible. Once you have the slide clean, wipe off the excess CLP. I'm going to take a quick look and make sure there's no excess CLP leaking off anywhere. Everything looks good so far. Now leave a coat of CLP inside the rail channels as well as anything else that shows signs of metal and metal wear. Now let's start on the barrel. Add CLP to the nylon brush and start scrubbing. I'm calling this entire piece the barrel, but just so you know, the entire rectangular portion is the chamber, the top of it's the hood, and the bottom part is the lug. On this part, I'm going to give special attention to the feed ramp. I want to make sure that's as clean as possible so ammunition will feed smoothly into the chamber. If you have any stubborn residue on the feed ramp, you can use a bronze board brush to lightly scrape it off. In this case, the nylon brush seems to be working just fine. I want to take a moment to remind you not to use any type of abrasive metal equipment when cleaning your firearm. I wouldn't use anything that has any chance of scratching it up. The brushes I'm using are bronze and nylon, and the jag I'm going to use later is brass. And just to be clear, I only use the nylon brush on the outside of the gun. The nylon brush is soft enough to where it's not going to cause any scratches on the finish of the slide or unnecessary scratches on the frame. Now add CLP to a 9mm size bore brush. You can use bronze or nylon. I only push the bore brush through in one direction, from chamber end to muzzle end, because it doesn't make any sense at all to push the dirt out and pull it right back in. So I push the rod through. When the brush comes out the muzzle end, I remove it, take the rod out, put the brush back on the cleaning rod, and repeat the process. It only takes a few extra seconds to do it the right way. There's no specific number of times you need to do this. It really depends on how much you've been shooting. In this case, I'm just going to push it through a few times and move on. Now attach a 9mm size cleaning jag, add CLP to a cleaning patch, wrap it around the jag and push it through the bore from chamber end to muzzle end. You'll see that the first patch comes out really dirty. Just continue running clean patches through until they start to come out clean. You can also use the patch holder for this part if you prefer. I ran several patches through. Let's see how this one looks. And that's about how I want it. I wiped off all the excess CLP. Now it's time for the bore snake. I'm going to make sure this is the correct one. It should say 9mm or 38 on the brass weight. Drop the weight into the chamber. When the weight comes out of the muzzle, continue pulling it through. You only need to do this once or twice and you should be good. And this is exactly why I use a bore snake every time. That bore looks spotless. There's not even a speck of dust or lint inside. It looks like black shiny glass. That's actually better than it came from the factory. I know it's hard to show the bore on camera, but the bore snake is definitely the most effective step in the entire cleaning process. Now that the barrel's clean, add a couple of drops of CLP and smooth it over with a cotton swab or a microfiber rag. This is just to leave a protective coating. And you don't need to leave a protective coating on the inside of the chamber or the bore. That's only if you're going to put it in storage for a long time. Under normal conditions, what we've done so far with the barrel is all you need to do. Now for the recoil spring, which I think is the easiest part, just add CLP to the nylon brush and start scrubbing in between the coils. Now wipe off the excess CLP, and that's all you need to do for the recoil spring assembly. Now let's clean the magazine. You don't need to disassemble the magazine every time you clean it unless you dropped it in mud, dirt, sand, or something like that. Just so you're aware, there's a button at the bottom of the magazine floor plate, also known as the base plate. You press that button, you slide the floor plate towards the front of the magazine. It doesn't always come off easily, but it does come off. The magazine insert will come out, the spring and follower will come out. Clean everything with CLP, wipe it completely dry. You don't need to leave anything wet inside the magazine sleeve, and put it back together the same way it came apart. In this case, it just needs a basic clean and wipe down. I'm going to go light on the CLP and avoid leaking it into these round count holes or down past the follower. Now I'm going to wipe off any CLP and make sure it's completely dry. I'm just going to make sure there's nothing wet or dripping off of it, no excess CLP. Everything looks good, so we're done with the magazine. Time to reassemble. Place the barrel back into the slide. This end of the recoil spring assembly goes towards the muzzle. When it's seated correctly, it should look just like this. Now line up the rails on the frame with the rail channels on the slide. Once you have it lined up, pull it all the way back to the rearmost position. Once it's all the way back, that's going to reset the trigger. Now let's do a function check. Pull the trigger, but don't release it. Keep holding it. Now work the slide. You'll hear and feel the trigger reset. Pull the trigger again. If you hear it click, it's good. Let's make sure it locks back on an empty magazine. So insert empty magazine, and when I pull the slide back, it should lock back on its own. If it does, everything's good to go. Clean your Glock 19 after every use, regardless of round count, and if you have it in storage, just take it out every few months depending on your climate just to make sure there's no signs of rust or corrosion. If you carry it every day, I recommend cleaning it every few months, even if you haven't fired it. If you want to be sure there's no moisture inside your safe, use a dehumidifier. I'll put a link to that as well as links to all the other equipment I used in this video in the description below. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, and visit skullcrush.com. I'll see you in the next one.